The following video will be a how to operate the POS or point of sale system for labs. The first thing I'm going to notice is between practicum and lab, it's really important to use the training card if we're in lab and your employee numbers if you're in practicum. So I'm going to slide my card, and the first thing that's going to open up is the GDR layout. I'm going to select a table that has been given to me by my instructor, and I'm going to enter the number of guests I have. For today, I'm going to enter 2. Enter. In the bottom corner, right corner, you'll find your menus. For our intro menu, it's along this side. Advanced menu along this side. You should know which menu is yours. So the first thing that people order are drinks. We're going to break it down to drinks for all guests, then appetizers, mains, desserts, and any finishing drinks, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my intro beverage menu. If I wanted an alcoholic drink, I would go intro bar. I'm going to enter coffee for guest 1. And then I'm going to, before I go to guest 2, I'm going to hit next seat, and that will change my seat number near the top. My next guest is going to get a Coke, and then I'm going to, and this is the second part that is distinctly different between practicum and lab. For lab, instead of sending it, I'm going to print it. So I'm going to local print instead. If you do not do this step, there's nothing to mark for lab, so it's really, really important. From that, I'm going to go previous screen to get back to the main menu, and I'm going to go into my appetizers. For today, if I wanted to skip a guest, say guest 1 didn't want an appetizer, I can just hit next seat. For guest 2, now that I'm at seat 2, I can hit Caesar salad. And if I wanted to make a modification, so for example, if we didn't want any bacon, someone is vegetarian, I can go into food mods, and I can either put an allergy alert, which is absolutely the most important thing to do if it is an allergy, and you're going to want to communicate that through the appetizer, main, and dessert, especially for cross-contamination reasons. But today we just want to hit kitchen message, and I'm going to say no bacon. Enter. And you'll see that message is here, and I'm going to hit local print instead, and that comes out. Go previous screen. Now I want to enter my mains. Guest 1 is going to have the lamb. Gonna hit next seat, and we're gonna do the ricotta gnocchi for our guest 2, and then you guessed it, local print instead. There we go. For our desserts, I'm gonna go previous screen, and before I enter the desserts, I'm gonna enter any refills. If guest 1 wants another coffee, I'm not gonna enter anything. There is no refill button for coffee because we as servers refill it, and we don't need anything from the bar. So I'm going to go into my intro beverage. I'm going to hit next seat because I've already refilled the coffee, and I'm going to find our refill pop. We're going to have another Coke, and you'll notice that there's no charge for that Coke because it is a refill. I'm also going to go previous screen. I'm going to local print and stay my drinks, or I'm going to go into desserts, hit go to seat 1. Guest 1 wants a cheesecake, and guest 2 is going to share that with them. Okay, so I don't have to put anything else, and I'm going to local print instead. Last but not least, we want to pay. Before people pay, they need to know how much something is. So if I want to print it all on one check, I'm going to hit print check. If I want to split the check, I'm going to hit split check. So if they want to pay individually. And what the great part here is that if you've properly arranged your seats, then all you have to do is hit seat 2 and pop it over. That easy. If you've noticed you've made a mistake, you can actually move things over individually. And it won't show on the bill, okay? If someone has shared something, so for example, the cheesecake, I can hit share. I'm gonna hit all, because both people, and you'll see now that there's a half a cheesecake here and a half a cheesecake here. Once I am completely good with what the bills look like, I can hit done, exit and save changes, yes, print check, yes. You'll notice that only one bill printed, so I want to make sure, and that'll always be the ones that are after the first. So I want to print check, which is the first one, and now I have it all together. Now, last but not least, I still have my table. It's still green, which means it's open. And it's open because I haven't paid it. I've presented the bills, but I haven't paid it. You must pay them. And again, for labs, I'm asking you to just pay cash. So you can hit pay, hit cash. That was for 1. You'll notice it's still green. And this is 2, pay, cash. And that is the quick lesson on how to operate a POS for lab.